And now it's time to take a look at the ATGM box of the ZTZ-96 Platoon. It's this thing, the Tandem car. Now why do I call it Tandem car? Well, this thing has a tandem missile launcher, launches missiles that are able to go through explosive reactive armor protection like a hot knife through butter. And it has over 1.2 thousand millimeters of penetration, which is lovely. Obviously has no armor. The tandem missile is 152 millimeters, very fast. I mean, this is a car, quite literally. It has wheels, obviously. I mean, it's a car, so wheels are a must-have on that. And I am not a big fan of vehicles with wheels in this game. Not because they're bad, it's because they are so slippery, so difficult to control, and this thing tends to oversteer, as you can see here. Obviously, this is a real wheel drive, so you can drift this thing around. It does drift actually really well, by the way. I'm not even joking. This thing is a little drift box. But the tandem missile, what does it do? Well, I mean, it wrecks, that's for sure. Able to cut through any armor, just aim anywhere basically, it will go through. It's able to defeat the T-55A. Actually no, it's not able to defeat the APS system on the T-55. I've been trolling one of these vehicles in one of the previous battles, where I was just sitting in the middle of a field, and the tandem missile car spanned all four missile launchers, all four missiles on my vehicle, and the APS intercepted all of them. So I can tell you, the APS on the T-55, yeah, it works really well. Now, this vehicle, unlike the Wally vehicle, unlike the M901, it can easily be destroyed if you hit the missile launcher with a AP shell, with a heat shell, with a high explosive shell. This vehicle is very vulnerable to high explosive, to any shell basically. It has no armor, so if you get hit in the missile launcher, this vehicle gets destroyed. One thing to keep in mind, but honestly it is still a very ratty vehicle, obviously, since you can take advantage of some hull down positions, and it works really well. I mean, you can shoot and go back to cover. The missile will keep traveling in the direction where you aimed at, so that's not a big deal. It can hold 12 missiles, which means you are able to reload 3 times, since every reload carries 4 missiles, and you can actually spam them all at once, so that's also a good thing. But unfortunately, the fact that it's vulnerable to high explosive means that you are unable to use like the IT1 or the M901, so you will still have to go back to cover when firing, when reloading actually. You'd have to go back to cover, since if you get hit in the missile launcher, it's game over. And I also like to do the reverse thing with this vehicle, since it uses wheels. Now I have to say one thing, it's definitely more fun. This vehicle is definitely more fun than the ZT3A2. The ZT3A2 is huge, and the front portion of the vehicle is also pretty tall. You're not really able to go full hull down on it, since the driver will be visible on the enemy side. So this is definitely much more, I would say, fun to go hull down than with the ZTA3A2, my apologies. ZT3A2, I always messed up the name of that vehicle. And I have to say, this is much more usable when it comes to the, when it comes to being able to drive it around. Much more stable. It does oversteer a lot, that's true, but at the same time, it's not too bad. 4 wheels, it's funny because 4 wheels feel more stable than 6 wheels, even though that should not be the case. But it is in this game. The wheel vehicle controls are odd, are weird, and I'll never be able to get used to them. I mean, I can use them, but I'm not a fan of the vehicles with wheels. I would rather have this vehicle on tracks. Would be able to drive it around much more comfortably, to say the least. And this is basically how you drive this, how you use this vehicle, how you play this vehicle. You take advantage of cover, you fire the tandem missile, and then you also go back to cover. Basically, you must make sure that the enemy doesn't have a good shot on your tank. And just like that, 8 destroyed vehicles in this battle. That was not a bad match at all. That start though, I was spamming those missiles. It was actually pretty wild. Actually my apologies, 9 destroyed vehicles. That's lovely. I did not expect my bombs to connect with anything, but they actually did. So yeah, that was a good match. That was a very good match. And yes, if you're asking, yeah, this thing can jump. This thing can jump. It can fly, by the way. Okay, and let's go to the next battle. My favorite. Now, it is still a very good hold down vehicle, but with this vehicle, you know, you still have to be careful. You don't want to be exposed too much. The back end of this tank is quite tall. Not tank, car. It is quite tall, and any high explosive that connects is going to basically destroy this vehicle. So yeah, I'd just like to go right over here. ZT382 destroyed. The reload actually isn't that bad. It does reload fast and does have a very interesting reload animation as well. Very similar to what we see on the M901. We're definitely getting some new vehicles that have some interesting reload animations, unique reload animations. And I am all in for that. The camera on this tank, on this vehicle, is in the middle of the ATGMs, by the way. So that's where it's based. I actually like the aiming part being on different places on all the different vehicles, and I really hope that we do get a proper gunner or commander view at one point. Would be pretty nice to actually see the tank and the gun. Definitely not a supersonic missile, that's for sure. Would be a bit. Imagine if this ATGM was traveling like 2.5 thousand kilometers an hour, like the ATGM does on the Accra Baguette main battle tank. The ATGM on that thing is absolutely insane, let me tell you that. It flies really quickly. It does fly really quickly. And let's do some revenge bombing. I mean, it's kind of funny. I think the most hilarious part about bombers is the fact that they're called the revenge bombers. I mean, I nicknamed them that. I nicknamed them that because usually when you make someone mad, they go in the revenge bomber, in the bomber, and drop all bombs on you, and that's where the term revenge bomber comes from. I think most of you guys already know that. But I mean, I do like this vehicle. I don't like the wheels on the vehicle though, that's for sure. I really, really, really don't like wheels on any vehicle in this game, because it's so weird to control it. I mean, I wouldn't mind if the wheels did feel like tracks, or if they didn't act the way they did, but I think I'll make a lot of shorts tonight, that's for sure, and I will definitely include how slippery this vehicle is. It's definitely much better control-wise than the ZT3A2, that's for sure. I think the most controllable vehicle with wheels was, or is, the AMX 10 RC. That thing is actually really good, and I actually like the wheels on that vehicle because they really do work properly, and it's fun to actually drive that thing. It's really good. There we go. Tandem missile failed to detonate the ammo for the first time. That happens a lot, actually. It should not be happening, but it's happening. Why? Well, I mean, that's just my luck. Since luck is a very important factor in this game. But in any case, honestly, this thing is good. This whole Platoon is really decent. It has everything. It has a good main battle tank. It has a good secondary main battle tank, and it also does have a very lethal ATGM box. So it does have everything for everyone, and I am a fan of that. But with that being said, hope you guys enjoy. If you would like to support me, feel free to like and subscribe, and with that being said, stay safe. As always, I'll see you next time.